September 1st to 15th energy, see what's going on. So I'm going to cut the deck. I've already shuffled for you guys, and we'll go from there. So, Virgo Libra. The first card you have is Queen of Swords. Alright, so Queen of Swords, she doesn't put up with a lot of shit. She will cut anyone out who needs to be cut out right away. She can sometimes be the actual instigator of a problem, though. And so I always see the Queen of Swords, or I often see the Queen of Swords, as a mother-in-law type person. Somebody who wants to interfere in your affairs. Of course, not all mother-in-laws are evil, but that's kind of the connotation they get a lot of the time. It's unfortunate, but that's the feeling I get from that card. So, next you have the Ten of Pentacles. And that, to me, would be the home, the marriage, the kids, the dogs. You're wealthy in your own right. So, however you see yourself in the world, you're wealthy in that sense, right? But you could be very abundant financially as well. I feel like there's assistance here. Like possibly you live with your parents or your parent-in-laws. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So if there is an issue within this family and it is like an extended family living together, then there is an older person in the family that may be causing some issue or interfering in something. Now with the alchemist there, that is a manipulator. So definitely somebody is manipulating the situation. This card really shows it for me, is that there's stuff underneath his desk there that he may not be willing to admit he's got or is using. So not all of his intentions are good. And I'm really associating that with the Queen of Swords now. So this Queen of Swords is definitely wanting to cause some issue within this particular homestead. So if the Queen of Swords isn't a mother-in-law, who is that person? Because it feels like it could be somebody of authority. Could be like a social worker. Could be I don't even want to say this, but it just came to mind, maybe even like a counselor or a psychiatrist, psychologist, something like that. That's not so good. Because if they're having ill intentions towards you, then they're not really, I don't think they're doing their job right. Because there's nothing wrong with your home life. Everything looks really, really well taken care of. So I wonder what this Queen of Swords is up to, really. So let's keep going here, see if we can't get some more information. Now you have the Ace of Wands. So this is a new, passionate beginning. Definitely, it could be a creative start of something. I often see the Ace of Wands as like the microphone in hand, so it could be time to tell this Queen of Swords off. And in the kindest, loving, most respectful manner you could think of course. You don't want to stoop to their level, right? Because you're spiritually more aware than them, most likely. If you're into tarot and stuff, then there's almost a guarantee you're more spiritually aware than they are. Unless they are also into tarot, then I don't know. But if they were, they wouldn't be doing this. I think when people grow up spiritually, they don't do this to other people. They don't manipulate situations. They can see it coming a mile away, but they just don't do it themselves. And it's because of karma. It's because they know that it's going to mess them up karmically. That kind of a feeling. So, let's keep going here. The devil. So definitely there is some kind of codependency going on here. So I feel like if you were to have a young family and you live with your parents, there's possibly some codependency with that. So maybe everything's all good because you're living with your parents under your parents' roof with your parents' money, that kind of a feeling, or their parents, right? Your partner's parents. So there is that feeling of codependency. If not, then there is this new start is some kind of temptation. It's a passionate, possibly sexual temptation. And I feel like because the alchemist is there, this has been manipulated. So this is just one scenario, but mother-in-law doesn't really like ya, and her son means the world to her, so she's gonna continuously like set up dates for her son even though you guys are like together and possibly married with kids. That kind of feeling. Like, this is some psycho that can't get over the fact that you're happy. That kind of a feeling. Okay, if not, then like I said, it's still just that codependency issue where maybe that's where you need to change the situation or try that new start, is trying to do this on your own rather than depending on somebody else or other people's finances to get you along. And with the Prince of Pentacles, I feel like you already know this, because this would be you starting that financial independence. So if you're wondering how to get out of that situation, it's all about financial independence. Because I really thought that this was you being financially independent, but I feel like now that's where you need to get to. So it's going to take a new start. Don't get caught up in temptations if you can avoid it. Like anything that costs extra money. So I wouldn't go out and splurge on like the newest phones or the newest video games or the newest whatever. I would really be more practical. Even though you're going to want to do this in a fiery, passionate way, which probably involves some of your indulgences, right? Especially with the devil here. With the Prince of Pentacles here, it's like being very practical with your resources so that you can be independent. Like this guy here, he's totally independent and he makes his own. He works hard and he brings that home for the family, right? Okay, I think that's pretty good for now. I wish I could see better things, but at the same time, I think the Prince of Pentacles here is like a really positive direction to move in. Because if there is issues with somebody controlling the situation, you need to get out of it. You need to be emotionally independent. So that could be with any scenario, because what I explained was kind of a family scenario where the older people live with you, blah, blah, blah. If that's not the case, it's just you and a partner and somebody's cutting someone out because it's not working. Or they're cutting off the financial ties, or you know what I mean? Somebody's gonna stop this frivolous spending and be more practical. And they're not going to allow this manipulation anymore. Alright, so I will see you mid-September for your reading in mid-September, and take care until then. Okay, bye.